For this chapter of Kegan, pages 26 through 50, we transition away from talking about the expectations that adolescents and members of our society either meet or don't meet, and we start talking about the curriculum and how we as people functioning in it can coach it and can form it and mold this curriculum, and how that this curriculum must be a bridge that is well anchored on either side. So we see that our mental faculties are not constructed in a singular moment or moment in time, or a singular instance of puberty. Rather, we have this moral development that's categorized by a gradual transformation of our minds and of our perceptions, and these happened between the ages of 20 and 30. They don't just happen right as soon as someone becomes a teenager. They become molded, and they evolve, and they gradually increase and transform. And so what is normal for an adult, or an expectation that's considered normal, when these things are not met, it's quite normal actually within these years, because there is this transformation that's going on, and there's not any one instance in which we know exactly how we can fulfill these expectations of the curriculum that's around us. So there's a bit of difficulty in understanding these adolescents or these teenagers who don't consistently meet these expectations. And what's unfortunate is that when they do not meet them, depending on what section of kind of social interaction or social expectancy they're falling short on, whether it's behavior or feeling based, we end up deeming them something like defective, as or misbehaving or disturbed. Like if an adolescent is not caught up or as fulfilling of feeling-based expectations, they're disturbed, like a sociopath. And we talk a little bit about this in this chapter. How sociopaths are those who are failing to meet these expectations that others have put up and projected upon them, these kind of unrealistic expectations. So these opinions, when these people do not fulfill these expectations, become perpetuated and projected upon these individuals. When you don't fulfill an expectation, there is a lack of or a letdown that happens, and then as you let someone down because they expected something of you, you are labeled this, which then in turn creates a new expectancy within yourself, a lower expectancy of what you will fulfill in the future. And so it just keeps compounding on each other, and compounding on the expectancies or the lack of expectancy that we meet, or that we perceive ourselves to be able to meet. And that's something that's very interesting and detrimental in the coaching of this curriculum that's in the culture around us. An interesting heading to this chapter was culture as school, and how the culture that we find ourselves in, and the people and the constructs around us are really the schooling that we experience. And so the culture does, as itself, it does meet the requirement of a standing curriculum in theory. It has a wide range of effectiveness, a wide range of coverage, things that it an extensive topic coverage, and there are various difficulties. You can experience easy culture and easy interactions, and go all the way up to very difficult, very complex interactions. But the challenge is that we are asked to kind of function in this culture and this school and learn, but we are faced with the challenge that we have little to no support. We have no support to back us up, and so we have seen that adolescents and teenagers turn to their peers for the support that they think they need. And whether or not that's effective and helpful depends upon the types of peers or the types of spaces and ideas that we support ourselves with. Within our societal culture and schooling, there are different schools of thought that make up the curriculum, stemming from the different opinions of what is most important. And we talk about two polar opposite cultural schools of thought: back to basics, which is the mechanical and measured learning, not without complex cognitive skills and critical thinking, but more mechanical; and the whole child school of thought, which is cognitive abilities with respect to the social and emotional capabilities of the individual. Kind of, really just the a fully capable social individual. And so these are two curriculum examples within our culture that are potential schools of thought that we in turn as individuals either enhance or take away from, and have the ability to subscribe to or not.